We're going to take a quick look at using StatCrunch to complete some graphs and to take a look at descriptive statistics. So we're going to start off by loading a particular data set just for a sample here. So you can load a shared data set, and we'll take a look at some Starbucks data. So for this particular set of data, we would first like to create some graphs. So we're going to go in here and let's say choose a histogram, and I'd like to see a histogram about the fat content of Starbucks drinks and foods. So if we look over here, we can discuss whether it's a normal distribution or not, and any outliers, any kind of behavior like that. We can also take a look at, for example, doing a box plot about carbohydrate content. And we can turn our box sideways, identify outliers, put labels, all sorts of good information. So here we can identify that there are some outliers, and if we click and drag, those will be highlighted in the box, in the chart, as pink, so that we can then quickly find out what those pieces are. Clear that if you're not interested in keeping that information. We could do a dot plot. Let's do dot plot for fiber. And we can pretty quickly see here that some of the items have no fiber whatsoever. 2 seems to be very common, and there's even one item with 7. And again, if you're interested in knowing what item that is, you can highlight it and you can determine that it's the Apple brand muffin. Do a pie chart, for calories in this case. Now, this pie chart does not have anything grouped together. They're literally showing us each individual score. That's not necessarily a good idea, so you may want to go back and take a look at what's called binning. Have the materials sorted and grouped by maybe groups of 50 or something like that. You can go back easily to edit and then click compute. You can do a scatter plot. Perhaps we're interested in fat versus calories. You can take a look at the relationship between the two. Another really neat tool that you can use is the applets, and there are quite a few of them. These definitely merit time to explore. But if, for example, you did correlation by eye and you used the same data table and did fat versus calories, you could then interact with this and even take a guess as to the correlation between the two variables. Now let's take a look at finding descriptive statistics. This is really quick and easy in StatCrunch. Pick your column of data that you're looking at doing and click Stat, Summary Stat, Column. So in this particular case, we're going to look at protein. We're going to click Compute, and very quickly we have the mean, the variance, the standard deviation, standard error, and your 5-number summary as well as the range. Again, Stat, Summary Stat, Column. Let's do a different one. We'll do carbohydrates. You can even group, if you want, by certain other factors. Click Compute, and now we have a new one for carbohydrates. When you click Stat, Summary Stats, notice that you can also determine percentiles. You can also choose other statistics. If you want to go into the build expression, if there's other things that you need to compute. It's a powerful tool, but generally you'll find yourself using the summary statistics quite a bit, especially in your first couple of chapters with your homework.